Hi, Joyce here. Today I want to talk a little bit about workplace conflict and something called, what I call, arguing the opposite. So it is so common to have conflict in the workplace, but the downsides of conflict in the workplace are just incredible. And that's clear to pretty much anyone who's ever worked more than a few days in a company. Um, so if you have individuals who are in conflict, it is really challenging if you let it fester. So, as a manager, we have what's called, in our company, we have what's called a cooperative framework, and we have processes for the employees to use in the event that they have a conflict with another employee. So the first thing, and you can find this is just such a healthy thing to do, is you have the two people talk to one another and try and sort it out. You put them in a room together. You make sure that they pay attention to the other person. They honor the other person's point of view, and you see if the two of them together can come to some sort of consensus, some sort of clear the air and come to some sort of working relationship. Because you have to be able to work with people, especially in a smaller company. Now, if that doesn't work, I have another kind of plan B that I use, and that's called arguing the opposite. So I have had two employees who would not get in the room together. And so what I did is I took each one separately, and you sit down with the person, you let them tell their side of what's going on, you really acknowledge where they're coming from, because most of my people are really good, so I'm not dealing with a personnel issue here, I'm just dealing with two personalities that don't get along. And then I challenge them to argue the opposite. And what that means is I send them away and I say, okay, well, this is your point of view and this is their point of view. Now I want you to go away and argue their side of this conflict. And it is amazing how that can shift the energy. So for example, I might have someone in sales and they're in conflict with someone in accounting. And this person's so trying to get sales, and then this person is kicking the sales out because of paperwork. One I isn't dotted or T crossed, or there's something that's not accurate about the paperwork. So I make the salesperson create the argument for this person's point of view, and then I make the accounting person create the arguments for this person's point of view. And by doing that, you just turn the tables on the whole thing. Because if they really try to put themselves in the other person's shoes, typically that everything kind of calms down a little, and they can see this person's under one kind of pressure, this person's under the opposite kind of pressure, and so they can find a place to work together. Now, this is something I do, and I ask my employees to do if they're in a conflict. But you don't have to have a manager tell you to do this. You don't have to be a manager to use this. If you are in a conflict with anyone else in your organization or anywhere in your life, really, sit down and argue their point of view. It is a big eye opener, because it's easy for you to put yourself in their shoes in a theoretical way and instead of pointing fingers, you're trying to bring understanding. And that's what this section is all about, is collaboration and constructive collaboration. So walk a mile, the old saying, walk a mile in their shoes, and this is a way to do it in the workplace.